I got a surprise for you. Won it a few years ago in a fight against an Animid pirate. Called himself the Fear. Kinda crazy, but great pilot and a great fighter. Blade's just ornamental, but he sure liked to wave it around. Worth a lot of credits from what I hear.
Haven't you ever heard of giving a girl flowers?
Oh yeah, sure. But the last florist we passed was closed, and besides, they wilt real fast in space. You know, if you don't take this blade, you might hurt my feelings.
I'm just embarrassed that I didn't get you anything.
I don't need anything. Just like looking at you.
You're pretty easy on the eyes yourself.
Hey, I wouldn't go with me, but I won't talk you out of it. You know, I think I heard the ship's engine making a strange noise earlier. Mind if I check it out sometime?
It doesn't matter to me either way.
I'm sure it's just some debris, but we don't want this thing tanking out on us in a pinch. I'm no expert, but a buddy of mine back before the war taught me most of what I know. Carl Norn, best technician I knew. Worst card player. Could never see when the deck was stacked against him. And it always was.
So what happened to him?
Beats me. I'm sure he's alright, though. Always managed to stay a few light years ahead of his creditors. Made me first mate after the war, on a ship called the Bloodshot Ranker. I learned a lot before he gambled the ship away. But you're sick of hearing me jabber, huh? Engine's fixed. Looks like we took on some rock on one of our last jumps. Nothing big. Reminds me of the time I took the Sky Princess through an asteroid field. Ship mechanics were furious. Clean rock out of our engines for weeks. Had to replace one of the rears, it was so badly damaged.
What were you doing in an asteroid field?
Dodging the enforcers. When you got a fleet of Republic ships on your tail, you take whatever cover you can find. Rocks don't have cannons. Besides, what's life without a little risk, huh? That's why I became a pirate. The risk, the reward, the freedom.
Don't let romanticized notions of freedom get to your head. You work for me now.
And I'll do as I please. That's part of the deal. I'm not your servant. You busy?
Why? Did you have something in mind?
I like you, you like me. What say we find a quiet spot on the ship? Get to know each other better.
If you're thinking what I'm thinking, I can't wait.
Well, let's find out. Have I ever told you how beautiful you are?
Don't start getting sentimental on me.
Nothing sentimental about liking pretty things. Just means I have a good eye.
Ah, my most marvelous apprentice. It's good to see you've made it safely to Alderaan. It really is a wonderful world. So rich in history. It's a shame you won't have time to visit the libraries.
I'll have to make time.
I won't dissuade you, but keep your priorities straight. The artifact is key. Alderaan is a planet in the throes of civil strife. A usurper sits on the throne and all of Alderaan's nobles make war. Your artifact was discovered by the Jedi Order years ago, and given to one of Alderaan's noble houses. I don't know which one.
I guess I'd better start asking then.
House Thule is allied with the Empire. Their young leader, Alana Thule, is eager to help you. Go to House Thule and speak with her. Hopefully, with her aid, you can reclaim the missing artifact.
My lady, this must be the Sith we've been expecting. I can feel her power.
Welcome, Sith. I'm sorry for the chaos. Alderaan is on the brink of civil war, but House Thule owes the Empire so much.
I am honored.
How gracious. If not for the Empire, House Thule, I would not be on Alderaan today. But our history can hardly be of interest to you. Darth Zash mentioned you're after a certain artifact. Am I correct?
You're going to help me find it. Am I correct?
I hope as much. Allow me to introduce Morin. He's my personal Sith guard. He did some preliminary investigation after Darth Zash called.
Charmed to meet such a renowned and beautiful Sith. I began my research on a hunch house Organa close to ties with the Jedi. We captured and chatted with a Chamberlain of House Organa.
He confirmed that Organa holds the artifact, and that it is kept in their private vault in the Elysium.
What's the Elysium?
The Elysium is an ancient and majestic ruin on Alderaan, now reduced to a battlefield. Unfortunately, the Elysium is sealed tight, and the key is held by Nomar Organa, a powerful, revered, and insufferable Jedi Master. You are the only Sith on Alderaan who even stands a chance of defeating Nomar. We must bring him here.
Nomar Organa has a reputation for strength and power, but above all, for his principles. He is, by all accounts, the perfect Jedi. But everyone has weaknesses. Isn't that right?
Bring him here, and I'll twist his arm.
I suggest you start in the library of House Alder. They are devoted keepers of Alderaan's history. Personal connections, I think, would be most useful. Siblings he was particularly close to, childhood friends. But be careful. House Alde is a close ally of Organa. They're likely to attack anyone from Thule on sight.
Sith, it is an honor to meet you. Did I hear it right? Did Darth Zash really send you?
Why do you care?
Please don't take offense. I'm simply honored to meet you. You were part of that group of slaves they brought to the academy for training, weren't you? They say it was you who killed Darth Scotia.
What if I told you they were right?
I'd say I'm impressed, and then I'd want to know how you did it.
It's nothing worth shouting about.
That smacks of false humility, hardly becoming of a Sith.
I'm not your average Sith.
That much is certainly clear. I certainly hope we'll get a chance to know each other better. There are other Sith on Alderaan, but it's rare to get the time to just talk.
I hope we do more than just talk.
Well, maybe we can both get our wish. I need to do some work for my lady right now, but in the meantime, good luck.
Getting a little friendly, huh? There's only one way that ends, far as I've seen.
And I don't see why I should have to explain my actions to you.
Thought you might have been stabbed in the back enough times to know better than to trust another Sith, that's all. I'm not jealous or nothing.
I thank you all for gathering here. Friends, family, everyone. As you know, this is the day that Rahana and I were to announce our intentions to be married.
No. What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Rahana, but I've had... there's been a change.
You coward!
I have a responsibility to the Jedi Order. I have decided to continue with my training in the Force. Off-world.
It's your family, isn't it? They talked you out of this.
Damn Organas think you're too good for us, for my daughter? You'd better be sorry. You will be sorry.
Keep me apprised of the situation, Ertl. We may need to take action. Ah, Sith. Sorry to keep you waiting. I hope your search in House Alde was fruitful. I've been anxiously dreaming up scandals we could catch the spotless Nomar Organa in.
This should allow us to sink our hooks into him.
Let me see. Engagement announcement Nomar and Rihanna. My goodness, this is juicy. It must have been somewhere between 20, 30 years ago. Long before I was born, but I remember hearing my nurses talking about it. The sister to the Lord of House Rist was engaged to a prominent noble against the wishes of both their families. The coward broke it off.
And here I thought Jedi were supposed to keep their promises.
I don't know about that, but the timing of this hollow recording is right, as is the name, Rahana. Rist is a house of highly trained assassins, and Lady Rist is no exception. But she is perhaps most noted for her stubborn refusal to marry, and for the humiliations she pours on those who ask.
Do you think she still loves Nomar Organa?
I'd say it's a fair bet. If Rahana is Lady Rist, I think it's quite clear that she is. Then the suitor is our perfect Jedi, Nomar Organa. And if she is still in love with Nomar, then you may be able to convince her to lure Nomar to Alderaan.
If arguments fail, I have other ways.
Whatever method you prefer, though I hope it doesn't come to that. But be wary. To reach Rahana Rist, you'll have to contend with the deadliest assassins on Alderaan. Good luck, Sith.
Good to see you again, friend. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a report to make to my lady.
I was hoping to get to know you better.
Did you have something in mind? My report will keep.
I think you can guess.
I do have some very comfortable rooms nearby. I could order us some food, some wine. We could talk more freely there.
On second thought, maybe some other time.
I'm sorry to have given you cause for second thoughts, then. But I eagerly anticipate some other time. Good day.
Congratulations, Sith. You've broken into my home, butchered my assassins, and forced your way into my personal chambers. Can I at least offer you a drink before you start making demands?
A drink would be nice.
Excellent. People have so little time for hospitality these days. So tell me, what does the bright-eyed young daughter of Thule want from Rahana Rist?
We were curious about the contents of this hollow.
Well, well. Let me guess. You dug this hollow out of some dusty archive in House Alder. Let's just say that His Royal Jedi-ness Nomar Organa and I are ancient history, and leave that dead dog buried.
Let's not do that.
I don't know what you expect me to say. Nomar Organa and I were in love. I'm sure he'd write it off as misguided youthfulness, but it's true. We were going to get married, in spite of our family's disapproval, and then he got cold feet. That's all.
Why have you never married?
Huh. You think I'm pining for Nomar Organa? Is that it?
That's the rumor around Alderaan.
Alderaan and its web of rumors. Do yourself a favor and don't get caught in it, Sith. You'll never get out. Anyway, what does it matter if I still love him? He certainly doesn't care one whit about me.
He cares more than you think.
I don't know. It's been so long. 23 years. Fine. I'll call him, and I'll ask him to meet me here. But I'm going with you, for my own safety. I don't quite trust you.
I'm only worried about your happiness.
Let me bring him up.
Rahana, what a surprise.
I know, it must be. Nomar, there's something I need to talk to you about.
Go ahead. Anything I can do. Anything at all.
Not like this. It's a favor I need, here on Alderaan. I was hoping we could meet.
Of course. I can be there in a few hours. The old place?
Yes, the old place. Thank you. Do you really think he'll come?
I'm sure he will.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Anyway, he's agreed to meet me in our old hiding spot in one of Alderaan's underground tunnels. Here are the coordinates. Unfortunately, the native sentient insect species, the Kalligs, have moved into the tunnels lately. I'll have to meet you there.
Just don't get cold feet.
I'll be using the shadows as cover, but you and that surly fellow will probably have to fight. I'll meet you down there shortly. No, Ma. I'm surprised you came.
Despite what you must think of me, Rahana, I try to be a man of my word. Now, you said you wanted a favor. What can I do for you?
You can marry her like you promised.
What's this Sith doing here? Rahana, you tricked me!
No, Ma, I didn't trick you. I called you here because we need to talk.
Then answer my question. What is this Sith doing here?
I just want to see you and Rahana happy.
You want to see us happy? I should strike you down where you stand.
No, Ma, don't. If it hadn't been for the Sith, I would never have had the courage to call you.
Listen, Rahana, you've been deceived. The dark side leeches off of the light like a foul disease. It's time someone cut this cancer out.
No, Ma! Will you stop being a Jedi and listen to me just once?
I'll shut him up real easy.
Listen, Rahana. This Sith tricked you into luring me here, and now it's clear that she intends to kill me.
No! You said you were going to help me. You said...
Sith trade in selfishness and manipulation. It's every Jedi's duty to oppose them.
No, Ma. I only brought her here because I thought she could help.
Clearly, she had something different in mind. Draw your lightsaber, Sith, if you even have courage to face me, now that your manipulations have failed.
This doesn't need to end in violence.
Just die already!
Sith, so sorry to interrupt. I hope your meeting with Lady Wrist went well.
I was able to persuade her to my way of seeing things.
You'll have your artifact soon, then. I'm glad to hear it. Like I said, I'm very sorry to trouble you, but we have a problem on our hands, and you may be the only one who can solve it.
If I had 50 credits for every time someone said that...
I have intelligence that Organa is preparing a reprisal for your raid on House Alder. According to our spy, Organa has assembled a contingent of Jedi to attack House Thul. I sent Ertl and his Sith to investigate, but they haven't returned.
You should have asked me first.
I didn't want to impose. I had no idea Organa's Jedi was so powerful. Please, all I ask is that you locate and take out Organa's Jedi contingent within House Organa before they have a chance to strike. And if you could find out what happened to Ertl and the other Sith, I would appreciate that as well. But the Jedi are first priority.
There will be no survivors.
Thank you, and I assure you House Thul is a generous ally. Thul also has a vault in the Elysium, and the key will be yours, once our safety is assured. Organa will expect an attack and be heavily guarded. Please, hurry. I don't know how much time we have. Sith, we just received word from House Organa. They want a temporary truce. Apparently you were too much for them.
I cut through their Jedi like butter.
Yes, that's the impression I got. House Thal is once more indebted to the Empire, and of course, to you personally. The Elysium is where the houses keep their dearest treasures. I'm sure you'll find something of value. Thank you again, Sith. House Thal is once more secure. I don't know what would have happened without you.
Ah, apprentice. You have the artifact. Wonderful. And Lady Thal sends her thanks once more for your aid against Organa's Jedi.
I only did it for the prize.
And won an important victory. Lady Thal is a vital ally to the Empire. By all accounts, you have a very promising future ahead of you, apprentice. Now that you've found the last of the artifacts, I hope to see you on Dromund Kaas as soon as possible. We still have much work to do.
Hey, remember I was telling you about Karl Norn, great tech, bad card player? Got me into the pirate racket? Just got a call from him. He's in deep. The Hutt cartel on Nar Shaddah's got his number. He deserves what he gets, but he's done good by me. I promised I'd meet him on Nar Shaddaa and help him out.
What makes you think I'm interested?
I thought it only polite to ask before I flew off. Not that it matters what you say. I'll try not to be long, huh?
So what happened with your friend Karl? Were you able to help him?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Karl's same as ever. Never got a hand he didn't want to play. His debts weren't anything a few well-placed blaster shots couldn't settle.
I can't have you running off every time you need to bail out a friend.
Don't worry. I told him he's on his own from here out. Thanks for letting me bail him out.